Ah, yeah. Hey, Amaru. Only if you're ready. Let's go. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Me no care about all the noise, but I'm digging your station. See how you got my head spinning with a body rotation. Couple days went by, now I'm losing my patience. Go ahead, drop a pin, girl, wanna know your location. What's your location? Had to pull a plug on your ex, now you coming my way out. I can switch it up for you, girl, I'm no longer a player. See that pretty face on my screen, that'll make my day out. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love they do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Do you know she royalty? Do you know she royalty? One that I get heart racing. I did feel like with her we can take over nations, yeah. We can take a trip whenever, girl, you need a vacation. Number one bad girl, killing everything like on a mission. Girl on a mission. Had to pull a plug on your ex, now you coming my way out. I can switch it up for you, girl, I'm no longer a player. See that pretty face on my screen, that'll make my day out. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love they do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so I am using a new headset today. So can you all just let me know how the sound is? Can you hear me clearly? Is it muffly? Okay, I can hear in the replay noise it sounds okay, but how is it for you all? Like, am I clear? Am I breaking up? You said it's in and out. Sounds good, all good, fine. You said it's a little bit muffly. Okay, just hang on a sec. I'm gonna just replay the last like 30 seconds, but let me just put you all on mute, okay? Okay, I've played it back, and the in and out that you are all saying, that's not actually the headset, that's the internet that's creating a bit of the in and out. So just let me know how we go. And if it's absolutely terrible, then I guess I could go back to the other headset or just look for a new one. So let's just roll with it today, and then I'll see how it is when I listen to the playback. Okay. Thank you all so much for your patience. And what can I say? What can I say? I mean, it's getting wilder and wilder out here on these streets. Good news and bad news today. No, some good news, bad news, and wild news today. Right, let's start with the positive news. Harry and Meghan were out and about at the Lakers game. They were put up on the Jumbotron and people did cheer. Big difference from what the other two got when they were in Boston. The reaction when they were there was this.
Question: did you get a chance to meet with the royal family? And if not, how was it like having them there in the building?
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph?
The Prince and Princess of Wales.
Oh, no, I did not. I'm only familiar with one royal family. I don't know too much about that one.
And they were just there minding their business, having a good time, being romantic. They were, when they were put on the Jumbotron, I think Harry tried to go in for a kiss and Meghan got a bit shy. So adorable, living their best lives, not bothered about things that were written 2 years ago from 4 years ago. And it's just really, I would hate to be a Harry and Meghan hater. Because how much must it just annoy you to look at these two people smiling and happy? Everything that you're throwing at the wall, and it's just not working. If you want to see the video of them at the game, by the way, just go to the Shorts tab. I posted it there. I won't play it here now, but it's on the Shorts tab, okay? So yeah, nice to see them thriving, happy, and glowing. And the same UK press machine that says that these two people are irrelevant while making lots of money from them were in the responses to the person that posted this video asking if they could show the video on Lorraine. These people are so irrelevant. You want a TikTok clip from someone else to play on Lorraine. Harry and Meghan at a Lakers game is breaking news in the UK. Like, you'd think that there's nothing else going on. And of course, they had to insert William into this somehow. So this guy, I think he writes for one of the tabloids. Can't remember, it's either Express or GB News or something. And he said Prince William took part in events in London to commemorate Anzac Day as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex watched the NBA playoffs in Los Angeles. They're on two different continents, two different time zones, and Harry and Meghan are no longer working royals. So what does it matter what Harry and Meghan were doing? And they also marked Anzac Day when they were working royals. So it's like watching an ex who just can't get over the fact that they've been dumped. Don't understand it. Anyway, on to this. So yesterday, the pictures of Beatrice came out hugging Piers Morgan, and also Eugenie either going in or going out of that pub. Now, we still don't have clarity on whether or not, you know, Eugenie spoke to Piers Morgan. There's a suggestion that she could have been set up. And to be honest, because it is the Daily Fail and because Eugenie is the only one in that trash family that has been very close to the Sussexes, I don't want to jump to conclusions. So I just want to see how this plays out before I judge Eugenie, because we just don't know. But it's obvious that Beatrice has decided to take a side. And there is a connection with obviously the Yorks and Piers Morgan. So this is an article that was written by Celia Walden in The Telegraph on the 3rd of March, 2023. Celia Walden, of course, is Piers Morgan's wife. And the two of these people seem to be absolutely obsessed with Meghan. This was an article that came out in 2022. Piers Morgan triumphantly posts risque photos of wife Celia as he hits back at haters who claim he only criticizes Meghan Markle because she once ghosted him. This is not normal behavior. Two people who are married obsessed with another woman. And Celia should just be utterly ashamed for being a doormat for her husband's obsession. And instead of just focusing on your own lives, here you are, posting pictures of yourself to prove something in a battle that is completely one-sided. This is embarrassing. Who does this? I actually think that both of them, including her, are obsessed with Meghan. Obsessed. It's gross and weird. Ugh. Like who behaves like this? Tamiko, yeah, this week has been wow. Wow. Not believe we are what? Yeah, next week. The clowning is next week. Deep breaths, everybody, deep breaths. Thank you so much for just coming in. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, please. And can I also say thank you to a Miss Rosemary A. I won't say your full name, Rosemary A, who joined as a golden squaddy yesterday on Buy Me a Coffee. Very, very generous. And thank you for a wonderful message. Much appreciated. Thank you. See who else in the comment section. Hey, Miss Vicky, Charles doesn't allow Harry to participate in things like that. He wouldn't even allow him to lay the yeah. Well, obviously now that they're no longer working royals, there's no need for them to participate in things like that. They were participating in things like that when they were working royals. This is Monty. Beatrice took sides years ago. Yeah, I think so too. There has always been something about Beatrice for me. Yeah, they need to focus on the British royals who are living off of taxpayers' money and leave Harry and Meghan alone. You know, as of today, I believe the cost of living crisis payments are going through to British people who are on job seekers allowance and universal credit and other benefits. So I think it's going to be a total of about £900, but it's given over 3 payments. And what is 3 payments of £300? But what is that when you've got extortionate gas bills to pay, and I think inflation is at about 10%, and then we're having a whole clowning. Sandra, I completely agree, Anne. He did not need to post pictures of his wife like that. Like, what are you trying to prove? It's just such strange behavior, and the fact that they're able to do this just because they have press passes, hella weird. I don't want to know what these people get up to in their spare time. Okay, on to the next thing. Let's get this ghastly picture off the screen. So somebody sent this to me. It was statistics from a survey that was taken. I think this was actually Karen that sent it to me. Thank you, Karen. But I can't remember whether or not. Let me just double check something. If this was for the UK or for Canada. One sec. Okay, I believe this was for the UK. Oh no. This was for Canada. So support for new monarch in Canada, according to this survey, 64% opposed recognizing. So that's over 50%. 62% against face on the currency. 21% Camilla called queen. So I'm assuming that's only 21% believe that she should be called queen. 19% queen consort. 60% not given either title. So that's how Canada feels. And, you know, all of this commotion and pomp and pageantry is happening on the backdrop of much other important things that we need to be focusing on. So today, the government has actually said that they will be taking action over the nurses' strike. So we went from clap for carers during the pandemic to slap the carers in the face. And the government is actually taking legal action against the strikes instead of just paying these people more, which is what they deserve. Meanwhile, we're paying £100 million a year for this unruly mafia and an extra 100 million for the clowning. And I actually believe it's going to cost more than that, because the figures are now in for the cost of the funeral, for the Queen's funeral. And this is just what was spent on emergency services. And this is not even the final figure. So just give me a moment to bring this article up because we're going to read it. Sorry, folks, I'm a bit all over the place because today was a very busy day. I am going to extend my stay in Tbilisi, so I had to look for a new apartment for next month, doing the shopping, all of the things. Okay, so new figures have revealed the massive £75 million bill to emergency services as a result of the Queen's funeral last year. Our investigation has prompted Labour for a Republic, an anti-monarchy campaign group made up of Labour Party members and supporters, to call on the government to get a grip of the royal finances. It has also expressed alarm at the lack of transparency from both the Home Office and many police forces after they refused to report their spending or said they did not know what the cost had been. How are you not going to know how much it costs? National World sent 51 Freedom of Information Act requests to police forces. You see, this is the type of investigative journalism that the UK press should be doing. Instead, they're fornicating with the royals. So they sent 51 Freedom of Information Act requests to police forces, ambulance services and fire brigades across the UK, asking how much the Queen's funeral and mourning period had cost them. 29 of them provided figures, putting the cost at over 30 million, and that was without information from the UK's biggest police force, the London Metropolitan Police, which led the police response to the funeral and which has so far refused to answer our request. Thames Valley, which polices the Royal Borough of Windsor, and Maidenhead, where the Queen was buried, also refused to answer the request, as did England's third biggest police force, Greater Manchester Police. We also sent Freedom of Information requests to the Home Office, only to be told it held no information on the cost of the funeral. Sure they didn't. But after National World approached the Home Office for a comment ahead of publishing our investigation, it revealed in a statement it had in fact provided 75 million for police and fire rescue service operations. It later tried to retract the revelation, saying the Treasury would be publishing details in due course, although confirmed the figure was correct when questioned. The Home Office told us that emergency services were able to recoup their additional costs from the government, as is normal practice for extraordinarily large events of this nature, but could not claim for costs incurred as a result of the additional bank holiday, as this will have affected all employers across the country. Yes, the amount of money, probably in the hundreds of millions, that we lost because of an extra bank holiday, which we did not need. Ain't nobody was out here mourning and crying. I'm sorry, okay? I went down to my high street quite a few days during the mourning period. And where I lived before, it was quite a conservative constituency. And I actually heard when I was walking past all this group of people, like they were joking. They were like, "Oh, aren't you meant to be wearing black?" Like I actually heard someone say that to someone else, and they all started laughing. So, you know, I'm not saying that they should not have created spaces for people to mourn who did want to mourn. I wouldn't suggest that at all. I am not a pro-monarchist, but Britain is a constitutional monarchy. There are people who are. But it did not have to cost £75 million in the middle of a cost of living crisis. It could have been way more scaled down. I think they completely read the room wrong. You didn't have to spend this much and have such a big funeral. I actually think that it should have just been a family affair. Granted, that family was, acting like the Tomb Raider, going through her jewelry box, but you didn't have to spend this much money. I'm sorry. There's just no justification for this. Oh. Okay, so the article ends by saying, no local breakdowns are available for the 75 million. The Home Office said it provided, but National World can reveal how much was spent by each of the public bodies we asked for information from. We contacted every British police force, as well as the Scottish ambulance and fire services, because remember, they went to Scotland, they went to Wales, they went up and down the whole country. It wasn't just, in and around London. London ambulance and fire services and Berkshire Fire Brigade, which covers Windsor. The information below is live and we'll be updating it as data comes in. Okay, so what I will do then is, oh wow, they've actually done a really good job, We've got a whole report. Emergency Services Cambridgeshire, over 200,000. Emergency Services Bedfordshire Police, over 200,000. So what I'll do is I'll post this in the comment section, and if you want to have a look at it yourself or go back to it as they update it, you can do that. So there is the link, okay? Oh, is the link, okay, oh, that's annoying. Okay, the link is too long for me to post. Okay, do you know what I'll do instead? I'll post on the community tab later. Right, to your comments before we continue. If you're just joining us, please hit that thumbs up button, please. Thank you so much to the mods. Yeah, like size 75 million. Say it ain't so. Apparently it is. Rahini, how do you spend so much on a bloody funeral? 75 million. I mean, they didn't even have rum. Oh gosh. They're not that exotic, dear. You'll get beer at the most, and it'll probably be Carlsberg. Trader CC, isn't this hypocritical? They hide important info while disclosing and intruding on others and on the Sussex's life away from their bubble. Yes. When it comes to what we want to know and what matters, all of a sudden, we can't get facts and figures. Thank you so much, Darlene C, for the coffee. Much appreciated. Bonnie, we're going to have 3 bank holidays in May, so they're going to say how much the country loses. Well, you never really get an accurate figure, but it's a lot. And the other thing it causes is because these aren't, the mandated bank holidays. These are extra bank holidays that are put out there because, the Queen passed away, or because we're crowning a new king. So technically speaking, I do feel as a business owner, you don't have to have that as a bank holiday. But if you don't, then the employers, get upset. But it was never a bank holiday that was meant to be there. Duchess, nothing is ever going to change in the UK as long as taxpayers put up with it by doing nothing. Well, this came out today. Where is this? Yeah, the Bank of England saying people need to accept they are poorer. like, tell me you're trying to normalize poverty without telling me you're trying to normalize poverty. You're poor, I'm sorry. Actually, they're not sorry. You're poor, not sorry. While Catherine shows up to a baby bank empty-handed. Like, you can't make this up. Miss P, I think Piers Morgan has some kind of abnormal obsession with Meghan. It's more than she ghosted him. It is something very weird. Well, you know what Piers Morgan does? is he bullies people into submission. So after Ariana Grande went through one of the most traumatic experiences of her life, caught up in a terrorist attack, witnessing her own fans being blown up, he wrote this whole article asking why she didn't go to see her fans while this girl is going through her own trauma and trying to process that trauma. And you have no idea whether or not security maybe even told her not to go. And what did Piers Morgan do in that moment? He bullies the girl. Similarly, he also bullied Lady Gaga. He bullied Madonna. And what he does is he bullies you and he bullies you until you eventually give him an interview or agree to meet with him. So after Ariana Grande, met with him and took a picture with him, that's when he stopped bullying her. So he basically uses his power and platform as a journalist and the deranged incels and pick-me's who follow him. He uses his audience and his platform to bully people, to bully celebrities into submission, basically. And I think that's what he wanted from Meghan. But he picked the wrong woman, and that woman is married to a husband who ain't having it. So he can be as obsessed as he wants. It ain't happening. Okay. Rahini, Piers tried to bully Beyonce, but me miscalculated the beehive. Well, all legends make mistakes, and unfortunately, Beyonce did give him an interview, but this was right after Piers Morgan took over from Larry King. But I will forever hate Beyonce's PR people for not doing their research on Piers Morgan. Just because he was on CNN taking over Larry King does not mean that you should have given that man an interview. And he later then wrote articles bashing Beyonce. The best thing to do with people like that is do not engage with them in the first place, because they're incredibly two-faced. They can turn on you and they will weaponize their position to bully you into submission. Yeah, Dawn, he seriously has a problem with women ignoring him, which I don't understand. Because is that pig face not used to women ignoring him? Should be used to it by now. Melissa, The Guardian did a mental health evaluation on Morgan. You should read it. Oh, wow. Okay. I'll look into that. Sandra, Piers Morgan is not a journalist. No, he's not. He's a pirate with a press card. Okay, on to the next thing. Big story of the day. Right. I actually have not read this article in full. I just skimmed through the first couple of paragraphs. So this is actually the first time that I'm reading it. So here we go. Yes, Murdoch paid a settlement to William over phone hacking. And goodness knows what Murdoch and his cronies heard in those hack messages. I have heard that there are photos that are quite incriminating in regards to William and his antics. But these people on the screen, these vile lizards, Murdoch and Rebecca Brooks, probably know a hell of a lot more. And this is why William and the other royals are terrified. Because what they have could be insanely damaging. I mean, it has to be. If they are willing to allow these people to puppeteer them, it has to be very damaging. And now to hear that William settled a case after Harry was told that he couldn't bring a case forward because it would cause issues. How is this normal in a country that is meant to be a democracy, where you have the press and the monarchy bribing, blackmailing, having secret agreements with each other? How is this normal? And how are people still standing around like this is some, golden institution that we should be looking up to? This is corruption at the highest level. Now, Rebecca Brooks, I actually did a whole video on her. And actually, let me post that now. If for those of you that didn't see it, because she has also been obsessed with Harry since he was a teenager. She wrote a lot of lies about him when she was a newspaper editor. And Harry just never gave these people access, and they really don't like that. Rebecca Brooks also is known to have had, allegedly, for the lawyers listening, a love affair with Piers Moron, that she was in love with him. And there are several pictures of them looking very, very cozy back in the day. She also worked under him, and he promoted her. So vultures of a feather flock together. And you have one of the most powerful press barons now reaching a settlement. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan had the courage and the backbone to actually go after this guy. You can tell how old this picture is because William still has hair. Before Diana reached down from heaven and snatched her fine Spencer jeans back because he wanted to act like a Windsor. Right, let's read this article. Where is it now? Deep breaths, folks. Okay, Rupert Murdoch's media business secretly paid Prince William a very large sum of money to quietly settle a phone hacking claim, according to new court filings. The Prince of Wales received the previously undisclosed payment in 2020. So this was the year that Harry and Meghan stepped down as working royals, after bringing a legal claim against the owner of The Sun and the News of the World. Details of the settlement were given in legal documents submitted by his brother, Prince Harry, as part of his own legal battle with a publisher, which returned to the High Court on Tuesday. Harry told the court his attempts to seek an apology from Murdoch's company over the phone hacking were carried out with the approval of his grandmother, the late Queen Elizabeth. Oh my. Okay, so I guess we know now why Harry and Meghan love their Lizzie. The royal claims there was a secret agreement struck between royal family and senior executives at Murdoch's company at some point before 2012. As part of this supposed deal, the princes would delay legal proceedings against the newspaper group in return for receiving an apology at a later date. Harry said the royal family did this after being scared the tampon gate incident when wow. Harry said the royal family did this after being scared the tampon gate incident when several publications obtained a phone call between Prince Charles and Camilla recorded while the couple were having an affair in the 1980s. Harry said the royal family was desperate to avoid a repeat of this coverage. The filings state the reason for this was to avoid the situation where a member of the royal family would have to sit in the witness box and recount specific details of the private and highly sensitive voicemails that had been intercepted by the News of the World royal reporter Clive Goodwin. The institution was incredibly nervous about this and wanted to avoid at all costs the sort of reputational damage that it had suffered in 1993. As if all types of nonsense ain't happened since then. As if Andrew's nonce behind isn't running all up around here in full view without shame. It continues. When the Sun and other tabloids had unlawfully obtained and published details of an intimate telephone conversation that took place between my father and stepmother in 1989 while he was still married to my mother. Wow, Harry. Harry says News UK failed to uphold its side of the secret agreement when he sought this apology in 2017. And we know that even if they did apologize, it would be some small print in the back pages of a newspaper. The apology should be as loud as the disrespect. The article continues. He claims meetings were arranged involving Rebecca Brooks, the chief executive of Murdoch's News UK, and Robert Thompson, the global head of Murdoch's global News Corp businesses, but they went nowhere. As a result, Harry decided to launch legal proceedings against the publisher of The Sun and the News of the World. He alleges the company targeted him with widespread illegal activity for much of his life, including hacking his voicemails and illegally obtaining personal information in the name of journalism. Many of Harry's allegations relate to claims of illegal behavior at The Sun while Brooks was editor in the 2000s. News group newspapers insisted there is no secret agreement. Although News UK has admitted phone hacking took place at the News of the World, it has always maintained no wrongdoing took place at The Sun. Oh, please. We know it did. Brooks was found not guilty of phone hacking at a criminal trial in 2014. A spokesperson for the company said, "The Sun does not accept liability or make any admissions to the allegations," emphasizing that many of Harry's claims dated back 20 years. I don't care how far it dates back. If they're true, they're true. Murdoch's media empire is fighting hard to avoid being dragged into another high-profile court case just weeks after paying more than $700 million to settle a US defamation case against Fox News. It is trying to stop Harry's case from going to trial, arguing that he waited too long to bring the case and should have suspected he was a phone hacking victim at an earlier date. Also, Harry should have just been an oracle. Harry should have been an oracle and known that his phone was being hacked and that his girlfriend's cars were being tracked. Claims that Murdoch's company privately reached a settlement with Prince William was included as part of Harry's legal case, that there were secret deals between the royal family. There are no further details about what William alleged took place and whether it related to The Sun or the now defunct News of the World, which was closed down at the height of the phone hacking scandal in 2011. A Buckingham Palace spokesperson said it would never comment on an ongoing legal case. Kensington Palace also declined to comment. It had been long known William and Harry had been victims of phone hacking after Goodman was found guilty of hacking royal voicemails in a trial in 2007. At the time, Murdoch's businesses said Goodman was operating alone and that the newspaper had been let down by a rogue reporter. When The Guardian revealed that in reality hacking was widespread in the News of the World newsroom, the Sunday newspaper was shut down and the scandal threatened to derail the entire company, with hundreds of victims seeing settlement deals at a total cost of £1 billion. Harry is now fighting 3 separate legal battles against 3 media groups, all alleging illegal activities were used to target him in the name of journalism. Okay, so it goes on. Harry showed up to trial last month. If Harry is successful in this week's hearing against Murdoch, then he is seeking damages in excess of $200,000, with a high-profile trial scheduled for January 2024. Lord, I thought it would be over by the end of June. Now I have to put January 2024 in my calendar for more court cases. Oh, in the name of Jesus. Oh dear.
Well. Next question. See ya.
The royals' lawyers told the court News UK had engaged in years of deliberate concealment, destruction of evidence, cover-ups at the highest level, and false denials, even given under oath. They said invasion of his personal conversations and relationships caused distress, and his privacy was constantly violated and jeopardized. His lawyer said Harry was bringing the case because crime should not be allowed to pay. Indeed, and it has paid these people billions, and it is time for them to get sued billions. F around and find out. And with that, that is all I have to say. I will take your comments, of which you have left many, and we'll call it a day. Thank you so much, as always, everyone. Thank you so much to the mods. Thank you, everyone, for donating. You are amazing. And by the way, thank you also to everyone over at Instagram. I almost have more followers on Instagram than the Daily Express. So definitely go follow us over on Instagram, Duchess of Success Official. And actually, one of our biggest Squaddy accounts, I think it's Rebecca Squaddy. I mean, she's probably got well over something like 400,000 followers. I mean, she's really, hang on a sec, let me just check. Okay, yeah, she's 392K. So she's coming to over 400,000 followers. So even she is rivaling some of the big news outlets for followers on social. So we are essentially creating our own news platforms for royal news. We are the new royal reporters, okay? None of these pirates of press cards. Oh, right, let's get to your comments. Leslie, you said about Piers Morgan. He may be able to use his fans to bully people, but he can't use them to buy his books. Exactly. Notice how he just doesn't talk about his books at all. He was all puffing his chest because it came out that he only sold something like 5,000 copies. And now we know that that was probably the truth. Because you don't hear him talking about his book. If his book had sold so much, he would be doing a whole tour. Instead, he's been silent. You'd know about it if his book was selling. The same way we know that Harry's book is selling. I believe it was more than a payout for the phone hacking. It was payment to make sure William and Kate are sourced against Harry and the Lacey. Yes, 100%. 100%. Yeah, Mina, I think William about to get a taste of his own medicine, betraying his brother and his mother. Anastasia, you said, I believe it's because they knew too much about him, and God knows how many affairs he's been having, and it's not only just a rose. I don't think it's only just a rose either. I think it's a lily, a dandelion, a daisy, and more. The whole damn forest he's been running through. Claudia, Harry put everything in his book about himself, so they have nothing on him to expose. Exactly. Harry is a free agent. They've got nothing to hang over his head. If there was, we would have heard about it by now. Deborah, can anyone figure out how the hatred of Meghan started? From the beginning. From the very beginning. And, you know, Harry said in his book that both William and Kate were viewers of Suits. All of this nonsense about, oh, nobody knew who Meghan Markle was. William and Kate did. William and Kate did. And they were shocked. How? How did you land her? I think there was jealousy throughout the whole family for different reasons. I think Kate was jealous because that girl had to chase William around for 10 years and Meghan got that ring in a year. I think William was jealous because his brother got the better wife. I think Camilla was jealous because Meghan ain't got a single wrinkle on her face. Charles has always been jealous of any woman in the family that overshadows him, and he is now the new monarch. They couldn't have anyone overshadowing him. I think the courtiers were jealous because here comes Meghan with all of her projects, reminding them how lazy they are. I think the whole Aristo set were jealous because they've been told their whole lives that just by existing, you're better than everyone else. And yet none of them had the star power that Meghan did. So I think different people had different reasons to be jealous and hateful. And there was nothing that Meghan could do about it. If you're just joining, we're just going through comments and then we are wrapping things up. Deborah, I was thinking it started the moment Meghan had the ride on the train with the Queen. Kate never had a trip with the Queen, so jealousy started from that moment. I was there before you. Yeah, I'm sure that there were people who were jealous also of the way Meghan was very well received by the Queen, and the palace courtiers likely did not like that. Very old school. Maybe they weren't expecting the Queen to take to Meghan or speak highly of her. Harry, please do not eat drink from your family when you go to the coronation. No, he should make his own sandwiches. I mean, they really did not want Harry to take this case to court because who knows what is going to come out. You know, if it was just the other celebrities, if it was just, you know, maybe Doreen Lawrence, they could bury this story very easily, no matter how it came out, even if they all won. But the fact that Harry is there, they can't hide it. Because when Harry showed up, no one expected him to show up, and it became breaking news. You probably would have never knew that court day was happening if Harry had never showed up. I mean, obviously we would have known because we follow not just the royal news, but everything attached to it. But for the wider public, you probably would have never known about this court case had Harry not showed up. Yeah, all the nastiness is going to come to light. Truly. And it's just sad because the whole nation should be backing this. Thank you so much, Carol L, for the copy. Much appreciated. Yeah, get rid of the whole system. Like, what is this? What's on the screen right now is what we could have had. Instead, we're going to get this. Miserable faces who don't even like each other. We're going to get this. Side chicks. We're going to get this. Royal rats on our screens all day. We're going to get this. Cold faces all fighting for the crown. And we're going to get this. Finally getting her crown. Oy. Yeah, outside. I hope Harry will be safe around all of those vipers. Get in, get out, and back to Montecito. Oh, thank you so much for following on Instagram. Thank you everyone who follows on Instagram. You're much appreciated. Yes, Corinne, we have become excellent royal reporters. Duchess and royal expert. I have declared it. Thank you, Rainy. You're a royal expert too. We all are. Royal expert, body language expert, psychics. Angelina, Kate could have donated all the unused clothing her children no longer needed and highlighted substantially that they pretended to care about the baby bank. I mean, yeah, she could have done that. That's what most normal people do. But I think that pretty much anything the royals wear, especially if they wear it in public, goes into the vaults, the royal vaults, especially anything they wear of significance to events. So don't think you'll be seeing the royals doing that. And it just would have been a much nicer thought to just show up with some things. I mean, she did the whole, what was this? Shaping Us. She collaborates with all of these big companies like Iceland, I think with NatWest, with the biggest companies in the US. You couldn't have collaborated with, say, Mothercare or Marks and Spencer's and asked them to donate some things. If you're not going to donate, well, then go to the companies and say, can you please donate? We want to open a baby bank. That's how you do collaborations. Instead, you show up empty-handed. Oh, someone make it make sense, please. You like this messy version of me. Yeah, we're gonna get real messy out here on this channel leading up to the clowning. Yes, thank you so much. 1.2K viewers in the chat. You're amazing. Trader CC, you said so true, and the reason they created these circus articles, a made-up protocol and innuendos, is to damage her image. Yes, losing their minds about nail polish and one-shoulder dresses. It's too much. I'm going to the dentist tomorrow. I'm going to get my nails done and just try and relax. I'm going to get my teeth cleaned for me and for William. Yeah, all hell is breaking loose, Joan Hickey. Breaking loose. Yes, H. Knight. I see they aren't calling this a look of love. They're festive glances. I think that's what the royal reporters would say. Okay, who's gonna get the last word of the day? All right, she's still learning after over a decade. She's still learning, she's still keening. Arahini, by the way, where is part 1 of the Thailand video on the other channel? Part 1 and part 2 are there. It's part 3 that's missing because I just never finished editing it. But part 1 is there. I promise you it's there. Has it? Unless I mean, I'll check it right now. Yeah, I just never got round to part 3 because it's a lot to edit these long form videos. Yeah, so it's meant to be 3 parts, Rahini. Wait, hang on a sec. Yeah, it's a lot to edit these long form videos. I'll never do long form videos again because it's just so much effort. You're literally editing a documentary. But if you couldn't find it, here it is. That's part 1, London to Thailand. There you go. Yes, please remember to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe as you leave. Right. Yeah, Dorothy, you can't make sense of nonsense. All right, Anita, I'm going to give you the last of the day. Yes, Princess Diana will not rest until Harry wins, and we will not rest either. Thank you so much, as always, squad. let's see what tomorrow brings us. Ciao.
Ah, yeah. Hey, Amaru. Only if you're ready. Let's go. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Me no care about all the noise, but I'm digging your station. See how you got my head spinning with a body rotation. Couple days went by, now I'm losing my patience. Go ahead, drop a pin, girl, wanna know your location. What's your location? Had to pull a plug on your ex, now you coming my way out. I can switch it up for you, girl, I'm no longer a player. See that pretty face on my screen, that'll make my day out. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Yeah. Do you know she royalty? Do you know she royalty? I be that one that I get her heart racing. I did feel like with her we can take over nations, yeah. We can take a trip whenever, girl, you need a vacation. Number one bad girl, killing everything like on a mission. Girl on a mission. Had to pull a plug on your ex, now you coming my way out. I can switch it up for you, girl, I'm no longer a player. See that pretty face on my screen, that'll make my day out. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Yeah. She royalty. Do you know she royalty? Yeah. Do you know she royalty?
All right, today we're going to talk about how we can find out and how much we can find out and what it takes to get there. So first we have to decide how much do we want to find out. So let's say in this case, I want to find out at a level of 7. Okay, so I find that level on my graph and I come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. That there is going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out. See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful. Thank you.